So I'm sure most of you are aware that Mass Effect is getting a TV series on Prime Video. Been old news for a while, but since then we've had some new information such as Doug John behind Star Trek Beyond and Cloverfield Paradox being the showrunner and executive producer on the series, and that filming should begin in the fourth quarter of 2026, which I believe based on that we should see the show be released around 2027 or 2028. But what I really wanted to talk about in this video is my thoughts on what the Mass Effect series should be about, since that seems to be one of the bigger debates around this. And it's a very important one since Mass Effect has enough material that the series can take and adapt. Examples are the novels made by Drew Karpyshyn, the comics, and of course the original trilogy itself. I've been hearing over social media from the fandom, YouTube channels and many other places that they should avoid adapting the original trilogy at all cost and make an original story in the same way that Amazon has done with Fallout. Now, I don't disagree with the fact that there is a possibility that this show may not be successful and the way they handle the writing and certain choices could be controversial and done in the worst way possible. I'm not discounting that. But where I don't follow is when they say that Mass Effect should go down the original story and new characters path just because Fallout was a success doing that. You can't really compare the two despite being RPGs, because the Fallout games all have different characters and different stories, which means that there wasn't much of a choice for that series to do anything but a new story and new characters. On the other hand, Mass Effect has a trilogy of games with the same characters and story, and it was very successful. Andromeda had new characters and a new story and it didn't succeed. Although I would assume that if it came out in the state that it is now, it wouldn't have been so bad, but my point still stands. Mass Effect won't be able to make a series with entirely new characters and a new story without clashing with established events. And not to mention the reasons why Amazon shouldn't adapt the trilogy are quite a reach. Because you got people saying that the show will make a Shepard different to theirs in morality and the choices they made in all three games, and that it will piss off certain fans. And guess what? I don't care. Because you can't please everyone. Even the best shows and movies have their own critics for whatever reason. And if Mass Effect adapts the trilogy with certain choices, then they will likely pick from the most popular choices. I swear a trilogy adaptation won't be any different to a streamer or a YouTuber's playthrough, or heck, even our own Shepards. Everyone has their own Shepard with choices that contrast so much, yet when we talk about them and share them, we ain't angry at each other. So what's the difference if the show has its own version of Shepard? The show isn't going to canonize the games, because they are two different mediums. And if anything, the next game is the one canonizing the trilogy. And I would rather they adapt the trilogy exactly rather than reimagining the trilogy, because that will repeat Halo's mistake. The only other way that I see the show going is adapting the novels from Revelation to Retribution, since they have key characters from the games, and Daniel Casey, the lead writer on the show, has read through them. So perhaps it may make more sense doing the novels than the trilogy. And I'm not against an original story either, I just feel like that a trilogy adaptation or a novel adaptation are the likelier ways for this series to go. And I think people are overthinking the trilogy adaptation a bit too much and are acting as if the show will take away their personal headcanon of Shepard, when literally you still have the games in your library, and the show isn't there to overwrite the games. But we will see what happens, and who knows, maybe the show is set after the trilogy and prepares us for the next game, because a premiere in either 2027 or 2028 is quite close to when we may see more of the next game, which is expected to release in 2029, with 2028 being the earliest. It doesn't exactly mean the show won't adapt the trilogy, because I think they could simply just be releasing it closer to the game as a way to market it and get more people into the next game. But hopefully the show ends up being a success, and no matter which path it will take, I will be there to watch it. So guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. Please like and subscribe and smash the bell button, and I'll see you next time. Take care.
Don't you think you've seen enough?